Listen, people think silence is just nothing. No message, no call, no reaction, just empty space. But that's where they're wrong. Silence isn't empty. Silence is full. Full of meaning, full of questions, full of things she never expected to feel. And if you've ever stepped back from a woman, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect, you already know what happens next. Something shifts, not outside, inside her. Because when a man who once showed up suddenly stops, she doesn't just notice the quiet, she feels the change. Not in her phone, in her chest. Today I'm going to take you inside her mind. What she actually thinks, what she will never admit, what silence unlocks that words never could. And pay attention, because once you understand this, you'll stop chasing, stop begging, and start understanding your real value. Let's break it down. Point 1. Her sense of control starts slipping. For most women, the relationship dynamic feels predictable. She sets the pace, you react. She pulls, you follow. She withdraws, you try harder. But when you go quiet, not angrily, just calmly, that pattern breaks. And the first thing she feels? A loss of control. She wonders, why isn't he responding? Why isn't he reacting the way he used to? Did something change? Or did I misjudge him? That uncertainty hits her pride, not her heart, because control is comforting. Predictability feels safe. Your silence removes both. And suddenly, she is the one forced to watch your behavior instead of the other way around. That shift alone is enough to make her rethink everything she thought she knew about you. Point 2. Her mind fills the silence with stories. Humans fear the unknown more than the truth, especially women who rely on emotional clarity. When you go quiet, she doesn't sit peacefully. No. Her mind becomes a projector, playing every possible scenario. Is he losing interest? Is he getting tired of me? Is there someone else? Did I push him too far without realizing it? But here's the twist. She won't ask. She won't say a word. She'll stay silent on the outside while her imagination runs marathons on the inside, and imagination is always harsher and more powerful than reality. Your silence doesn't just leave space, it creates stories. Stories she can't turn off. Point 3. She starts watching you from a distance. When words disappear, observation begins. She looks at your posts differently. She pays attention to the times you're online. She notices who liked your pictures, who commented, who you followed. She studies your patterns like she's reading a map. This isn't obsession, not yet. It's surveillance. A quiet attempt to understand whether your silence is intentional or accidental, because she won't ask you, but she'll try to read you. And every unanswered question pulls her a little deeper into curiosity. The moment she starts monitoring your moves, your silence is already working. Point 4. She remembers the moments she overlooked. When you were present, consistent, texting regularly, she didn't really appreciate it. She assumed the connection would always be there, but silence changes the way memory works. Now she starts replaying moments she brushed off, the way you supported her, the way you listened, the way you made her feel safe. The conversations she thought were small, but actually mattered. Silence magnifies what she took for granted. And here's the hidden truth. Absence forces her to value presence. She didn't see the depth of what you were giving until it suddenly wasn't there anymore. Point 5. She begins comparing her effort to yours. This is the part she'll never admit to anyone, not even her closest friend. Your silence forces her to measure herself. Did I match his effort? Was I too cold? Did I expect him to carry everything? Was I giving as much as I was taking? Women aren't used to accountability in emotions. They're used to reaction, not reflection. But your silence, it forces reflection. She starts realizing the imbalance, the moments she withdrew while you leaned in, the times she acted distant while you stayed present, and that realization stings because for the first time, she sees the gap, not you. Point 6. She wonders if she misread your value. At some point, she starts questioning her entire perception of you. Maybe she thought she had you figured out. Maybe she thought you were predictable. Maybe she thought you would always be available. But silence destroys assumptions. Now she wonders, was he actually more valuable than I realized? Was he more emotionally strong than I thought? Did I underestimate him? This internal shift is powerful because once a woman upgrades your value in her mind, the attraction follows automatically. Respect grows in the quiet. Point 7. She starts feeling the weight of your absence. There's attention, there's attraction, and then there's impact. Impact is when your energy is missing, not just your words. This is where silence hits deepest. She starts noticing the difference between guys who want her and the man whose presence actually mattered, because every man can message her, every man can chase her, every man can compliment her, but not every man leaves a void. Your silence doesn't hurt her. It exposes something she didn't want to face. Your presence wasn't replaceable. And once she feels that, her pride fades, her resistance softens, her respect rises. This is the moment she starts thinking about reaching out. Not because she misses attention, but because she misses you. Silence isn't about being cold. It's about being rooted, grounded, unmoved. It's a man saying, without words, I'm not afraid to let go of what isn't meant for me. And trust me, nothing reveals your value faster than refusing to beg for someone who expected you to. You don't chase, you don't force, you don't plead. You let silence speak. And it always says the truth louder than you ever could.